trouble? You worry too much.
And you don't worry enough. I strongly suggest you look at these estimates.
Fortune ebbs and flows. You've got to roll with it. Move on. Takes me back to the good old days, living off my wits, ducking and diving.
Going bankrupt.
Paul, Oldgate Farm is worth more now than when I bought it. I'm not saying I've made a fortune, but I haven't lost a penny either. Now, will you just relax? Let's go and enjoy a Sunday lunch in your dad's new pub.
Thank you.
Oh, why stick around here to be treated like dirt by some man?
Since when did you turn into a feminist?
Since I stopped letting men walk all over me.
As if.
Has she ever told you about her and Kane Dingle?
Oh, one big mistake. Is for letting me go.
What's different for you girls? You're young. Your future's an open road. Wait till you get to my age and you're facing a dead end.
Hey, there's millions of single blokes your age come over on holiday.
Yeah, most of them just buried their wives. But beggars can't be choosers, eh? What? No, there's only one man for me.
What the place needs? Enthusiasm. Fresh pair of hands.
So, if I can raise the money, you'll accept me offer?
I wish you both all the luck in the world.
Hey, well, it'll take us a day or two to sort out our finances.
Our finances?
Yeah, well, I mean, we are in this together. I wouldn't have got this far if I hadn't been for Jean. She's been on side since the start.
My money's tied up abroad. Could be complicated.
Now, take as long as you like. As far as I'm concerned, the place is sold. I just wish you more luck with it than I had.
His name's Rodney Blackstock, not Desperate Dan.
We haven't impressed the new joint proprietor situation here.
And in food, as in life, first impressions are all speciality of the house with horseradish cream.
A feast for the eyes as well as the stomach, eh?
Hey, that beef is so well hung, it'd put a porn star to shame.
You're spoiling us, boys.
Any reason why you serve the same set lunch every Sunday?
Our customers love it for a start.
Yeah, Marlon's Yorkshires, they're so light. You've got to weigh them down with gravy, otherwise they'd fly away.
You flatter me.
Well, it obviously pulls the punters in. Ever thought of expanding?
Premises or waistlines?
Hold it right there. No unilateral decisions.
Unless, of course, they're hers, in which case it's green lights all the way.
Extend the restaurant into the car park, you'll get at least 40 extra covers.
Except it isn't a restaurant, it's a pub.
Yes, and one chef plus unskilled assistant, however keen, can only knock out a finite number of delectable dishes.
Then we employ some more staff.
Any more staff behind that bar, and we'll have to install traffic lights.
And every staff member comes out of your profit.
You have to be positive. There's no room for unbelievers on the ship of progress. And this ship sets sail as soon as we've exchanged contracts.
Enjoy your lunch.
More stuff.
Restaurant extension.
See what you've let us in for. I hope you're happy now.
Happy? I'm laughing all the way to the bank.
You can't just up and leave Rodney in the lurch.
Yeah, but he's been stressed with Spa disaster. It's been kind of choosing me moment.
But if you leave it any longer, you'll be ringing him from the airport. Look, get him told before somebody else does.
Right, this is your last chance. Do I book you a ticket or not?
And leave Leonard. I won't give up. Not until the fat lady warbles her final crotchet. There's unfinished business between us. Bye, love.
See ya.
How are you doing, Vicar?
Not at all well, thanks for asking.
Oh, people don't just expect a home from home. They need something better than that.
So they can wreck it. Secrete bodily fluids on the sheets and fall over dead drunk after kicking lumps out of the furniture.
You were dead keen on this till this morning. Is it me you're not interested in, or the business?
I'm not convinced that place is the best way for you to invest your money.
And I'm convinced you and me can make a go of it. But you've got to want it as much as I do.
I don't know, Terry. I'm sorry.
For what it's worth, I think it's a good idea.
You always did. Until you decided that sleeping with Matthew King behind my back were a better option.
Oh, ancient history, Terry. And for the record, a huge mistake. But if I were Jane, I'd snap your hand off.
What, you don't think this murder stuff will put people off?
No. If anything, it'll bring in extra bookings. Ghouls, murder mystery enthusiasts. It's what you'd call a unique selling point.
Well, why can't Jean see it like that?
Well, it must be a bit of a culture shock after running a flop house for drunken yobs on the Costa. You stick to your guns, Terry. What that place needs is a touch of class.
Pint, please, Diane.
Drinking on the job, eh? Thought that was enough to get you defrocked.
I've had rather a stressful morning. Worst turnout this year, and I detected a certain amount of what I can only describe as heckling during my sermon.
Well, what do you expect? If you stand in judgment on a man, you have to reap the consequences.
Thought it was only the big boss that could do that.
The last thing I heard, forgiveness was something you actively encouraged in your congregation.
But then, what do we know? Eh?
I'll take this over there, thanks.
I suppose we could start with the blue room. That's where my son and his wife stay.
Oh, hang on a sec, Mum. Sorry. I need to get changed.
Well, I suppose we better start with the staff quarters. Susie, would you see to it?
Yes, Mrs. Sinclair. Would you like to come this way? I'm afraid you'll have to excuse the odd dead mouse. We've always had a problem with rodents. Old house, you see.
Guided tours on a Sunday? You're going to go to hell, Mother.
That rather badly dressed young woman is from the Yorkshire Historical Trust. She's taking an inventory at my insistence.
An inventory? Are you serious?
Well, you don't think I'd open the doors of the Great Unwashed without one, do you? I'd steal everything that isn't nailed down. Do you remember Alexa? She opened her place for one day for charity. Found it stripped bare. They even stole the lavatory brush.
And we'll have to invest in a state-of-the-art kitchen, crockery, a unified design statement.
Around here, design statement equals green wellies plus black Labrador.
Hold your horses. When you've signed on the dotted, then, and only then, do we talk renovations.
Details, Diane, details. This place is going to be half mine soon, and I intend to hit the ground running, which is why I've booked us all a table at Hibbert's next week for a staff research trip.
Hibbert? Always wanted to go there. Never able to afford it.
Yeah, well, it's on me. Starch linen, top-class service. They turn out some serious plates of food there.
Whoa, whoa, sorry. Are you saying my cooking's not up to scratch?
Of course he's not, are you, Dad?
No. Only that we all have to move with the times, otherwise we stagnate. Right. Keep the change.
I'm beginning to have some anxiety about the direction in which this ship is sailing.
You're not the only one.
Nobody likes change, Bob, but sometimes it's for the best.
Can I do... If you're even thinking about bringing in some jumped-up catering school-style chef, then I am out of here.
He's giving you the once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to bring this business up to date. Why fight it?
Because some of us, including our regular customers, rather like it the way it is.
Well, then, some of us should have appreciated the partner that she did have, instead of forcing her to sell her share to the highest bidder.
No good looking at me. The dream team, you and Rodney, apparently.
If you hadn't dithered when I gave you the chance to buy in, we wouldn't have Rodney dead set on implementing designer dining.
I can't just splash out thousands of pounds at the drop of a hat.
He who hesitated was lost. Story of my flaming life.
Heading churchward to confess your sins?
I'm not sure I know what you mean.
Apparently 2 paintings are missing from the garden bedroom. Watercolours by Edward Mann.
Well, that's a guest room. Someone must have put them in their suitcase.
Susie swears she saw them there last week.
Or Purdy must have moved them, or one of the staff.
Shifty, evasive, can't look me in the eye. I know you, Gray. You're lying through your incisors.
Mother, I do not know what you're talking about.
Fine. Either you tell me how you disposed of them, or I'll have to ring the police and get them to investigate. It's your choice.
Thought you'd stood me up.
All this on offer.
So, what you waiting for?
You can't blame me for being cautious with money.
While life passes you by, I'm left facing a lifetime of working this bar with my ex-husband.
Louise, How much did Rodney offer you in the end?
Commercially sensitive information, my lips are sealed.
I told you how much.
I'll pay you 3% more. He hasn't signed anything, has he?
He hasn't even paid a deposit.
You try and get some Rodney.
Well, there's nothing stopping you except another offer then.
No, I don't suppose so. And as Rodney was obviously a controversial choice, done.
Catering's about more than bog standard pub food. I'm taking them all out next week to show them how the real professionals do it. You should come along.
Next week might be a bit tricky. Rodney, I've got some news about the antiques bar.
Well, here's an antique I wouldn't mind refurbishing. Hello, Rosemary. Now, I have a pair of chairs that might be right up your street. Would you care to see them?
I'd be happy to. After you explain exactly why you decided to defraud my hapless excuse for a son. Those watercolours are unique collector's items.
But he was desperate to sell. He wanted the cash up front and fast.
Whatever for?
It was a moment of madness. But when I came to my senses and tried to retrieve them, he'd sold them on.
Perhaps I should mention that my late husband was a very close friend of the Chief Constable's.
I'll do my best to trace them, Rosemary.
Mum.
And if you don't, Rodney, I shall see to it that no one of my acquaintance buys so much as a reproduction chair leg from you in the future.
I suggest you start talking.
Why don't we go somewhere a bit more private?
What would that be for then?
What do you mean you got some unfinished business?
Oh! Were you? I'd rather poke me eye out with a crochet hook.
Oh, you were gagging for it 5 minutes ago.
I'm worth 10 of you, Kane flaming dingle. You were always rubbish at it. It's no wonder you're still single.
So you have no plans to refurbish, redecorate, redesign the menu?
Diane's the expert. She's in charge.
Well, I can't say that isn't a relief. Stability is the order of the day with a baby on the way.
You're absolutely 150% sure about this?
Oh, you want to put me off now, do you?
It's just that when I did broach the subject, you give me the impression you'd rather empty the septic tank than run this pub.
Well, you're right. Where money's concerned, I'm not spontaneous, never have been. I just wanted to show you there's a few surprises in this old dog yet.
I'm surprised, all right.
Well, it's the icing on the cake for you and me. Living together, working together. Never know, this could be the best thing that's ever happened to us.
Is it my fault he's such a lowlife who'll nick his own mother's stuff?
You sold them for a miserly £500 profit. What's got into you, Danny? You sold them to Higson, didn't you?
Hey, he'll have sold them by now.
No, not if the market's saturated. He could still have them.
All right. He paid £4 grand for the pair. Cash.
So you made £1,500 profit. None of which was going to come my way.
It was a private deal.
This is our business. There's no such thing as a private deal. Or are we both working on commission all of a sudden?
It was just a one-off.
Yeah, you're damn right it's a one-off. I made you a partner because I wanted to make up for the fact that I wrongly accused you of theft, and you do this to me. I'm not just disappointed, Danny. I'm devastated.
Oh, it looks bad.
How many more times have you pulled this one? Told me one thing and then pocketed the profit yourself.
No, you know me better than that. At least I thought you did.
Yeah. I thought I did. Well, I think this is finally the end of our association, don't you?
Rodders.
Look, just go, will you, before you dig yourself any deeper.
All right.
Leave your keys.
Hi, Danny. What's wrong with him?
You don't want to know.
Right. I want you to hear this from me before you hear it from anybody else. Jack's made me a higher offer for the pub.
We did a deal. We shook on it.
I know, but I've got my future to think about, Rodney. And he offered me 3% more than you did. But if you're still interested, I'd be open to a higher offer.
Well, it's yours in all but name. Do your worst.
Ta. We're almost in business, love. Time for a decision, I reckon.
You still haven't got it, have you? Up first thing to fry bacon, rest of the day changing sheets, cleaning toilets, fishing hares out of the sink, and then up half the night keeping drunken customers happy.
Hey, I used to run the place, and it was your flaming idea anyway. You've been up for this from the start.
I need to think about it.
Yeah, well, you'll need to start thinking fast. I've got a mortgage Connaughton View to buy this business.
Why do you need me?
On my own, I can only buy half the B&B. I need a partner. And I need to top up TJ's trust fund. Poor kid's been shortchanged. And it's up to us to put it right.
Top up?
Well, peanuts to you. 30,000 should do it.
On top of half of the B&B?
Yeah, and you get your share of the B&B and your grandson gets a college fund. Well, as investments go, I think that's pretty damn good.
Oh, Louise, will you join us in a celebratory drink?
I'm afraid I've made Rodney aware that his offer's been bettered, and he's so determined to take this place on that he's increased his offer by another 2%.
What? Back to flaming square one.
Never mind, Jack, you tried. That's all that matters.
What happened to he who hesitates is lost? It's personal now. Damned if I'm backing down to Blackstock. I'll go 2% higher.
No, you won't. Enough's enough. Don't listen to him, Louise.
Why not? I mean, if you're serious.
I'm serious.
Shake on it.
Danny's a lot of things, but he isn't dishonest. For starters, he doesn't even have the energy to lie.
I took him in, I trusted him. He repays me by robbing me blind.
Technically, he didn't take money from anybody.
Ethically, he might as well have had his hand in the till. Business is like an affair of the heart, Paul. Once the trust has gone, that's it. Coffee?
Disaster.
Come and sit down.
Oh.
Take a deep breath. Okay. Have you got any brandy, Dad?
Yeah, in the cabinet. Delphine, is there a problem with the vineyard?
It's terrible. A catastrophe, Rodney.
I jumped a gun with you and me. Sorry.
I might have been a bit negative, but there are two sides to every coin.
So, are you in?
I'll think about it. That's the best I can do.
He's never trusted me, that's his problem.
Oh, forget about him. Miserable trog.
Wait till you've made your first million in Portugal and then come back and rub his nose in it.
Yeah, but he's going to think I'm going because of him and not because of me.
Whatever.
Taxi for Daggett.
It's my taxi.
What about our plans for tonight?
Could say my work here is done. Gizog. See you. Tuesday we'll have a beach barbie. A new girl.
Oh.
Don't leave it so long next time.
See ya.
See ya.
Oh. If I had any sense, I'd be coming with you.
Yeah, but there's no cuddly specky vets in Portugal, is there?
I tried to call, but nothing. The revenue and customs, they took my accounts, my computer, everything. I could not stop them.
Can they do that?
The revenue can do what they want.
They're going to investigate the wine business. Go back for years.
That's fine. Nothing to hide. Dad?
Well, there's a few minor infringements.
How minor is minor?
Red tape, that's all. Just common business practice. Everybody does it.
You've defrauded the customs and inland revenue.
What are we going to do?
Nothing.
What?
You just sit tight until you hear from me.
What if they come back again, question me?
Now, you say nothing until I've taken legal advice. I'm sure it's just a routine investigation. I'm sure of it.
You are?
Absolutely. Look, I've every confidence, all right? Now, look, I will call you tomorrow. Okay.
A bientôt.
Au revoir. Lock the door.
What? What?
Just lock it!
What is it, Dad? What's got you so rattled?
Use your brain, boy. It's hardly rocket science, is it?
What the hell have you done?
As of now, that's irrelevant. What's important at this precise moment is damage limitation. Thank God half our business is in cash. At least we can salvage something. If the taxman doesn't know you've earned, the taxman can't take away from you. Get that door locked.